I will say Caroline had on some boots that I was like, that's a queer woman.
Welcome to Lez Angeles, your local Sapphic classifieds, where we feature the hottest, coolest, smartest, most awesome single queer women in LA.
Today's feature is Caroline, an emotionally intelligent, extremely dateable human. Self-described, perfect 10, no flaws. If you like what you hear and you want to date her, you can shoot your shot at lezangelespodcast.com.
We are also talking with Tyler, her best friend, who is self-described as a gay about town, except not right now because he got mono in June and it turned him straight.
I'm Ruby.
I'm Vanessa.
Every week on Lez Angeles, we talk about dating, connection, and finding love in LA as queer women.
In this episode, we debate, what's the gayest car for a woman to drive? And is it pronounced aunt or aunt?
We also listen in horror to Caroline's panic-inducing gym crush story, learn how Caroline outed herself to Tyler with her lesbian shoes, and find out, does Tyler think Caroline is a good time girl?
Follow or subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube so you don't miss whoever we drag onto the mic next week.
All right, let's get into it.
We met you, Tyler, through Out Loud, the
Yeah.
Pickleball League. Ruby and I actually joined to meet women. And
Tough
we did
crowd.
not end up meeting any women there because it was, would you agree, 99.9% men?
I would agree. I think it's maybe dropped to 95.
Oh, really?
Maybe. So I moved from beginner to low intermediate.
Okay.
But I think there's maybe 5 women in the league,
Okay.
which feels like a step up, but it is all men. Ruby, I don't even think the entire league we played one round together.
No, we didn't.
Which
We
is
played
crazy.
against each other in the finals, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I won, but like, it's not a big deal.
I know, I was gonna say, we are the league champion.
That's true. Not a big deal, but like, we'll X league champion because former league champion, yeah. Yeah, but there is, so I do have a slightly embarrassing story about that, which is that I didn't know that they would share our emails with everyone. And I did use my embarrassing email address. And so in order to coordinate with your final shuffled pair for like the final round, they sent out everyone's email address and said, email your partner to make sure that they're going, so you know you have a partner. And I won't say my full email address, but I made this email address when I was 12, and it is Kelly Clarkson Rocks.
With an X.
Kelly Clarkson does rock.
With an X.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are.
ROX? Yes, with an X.
That's so good. That is so good.
And I was so mortified, and then I for some reason waited too long, and my partner emailed me, and I was like, he had to like type that in.
You had to type in Kelly Clarkson Rocks.
Yeah. So that's a fun fact about me, is that
really
that
good.
email address.
Really good. Really good. I'm glad it holds up. It's not like someone who doesn't rock.
No.
It's harder and harder every.
Exactly.
That is true.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. And she's still my queen. I feel like that says a lot about my taste as an 11-year-old.
Elevated.
I just knew.
Yeah, and then Tyler, you told us about your friend Caroline. And you guys met when you two like moved in together, right?
So I was moving to LA from the East Coast, and Tyler and I got added to like a Facebook. Yeah, it was just a Facebook group for people looking for roommates. And looked through and saw, I think it was his post, and it was like, this is where I'm looking, this is what I like to do, this is the budget. And so we like messaged. I think it was like my second day in LA. We like met up for breakfast, and like drove around looking at some places and hit it off. And at that point I was like, okay, cool, like sounds good, I'll live with this guy. Tyler, it took he had to find out we had some mutual connections that vouched for me before I leave.
I love that spin.
Now tell your version.
So I went to college here, and I was in my last year of college, and Caroline had just graduated from NYU. And so Caroline, responded, and we went back and forth. And then we met for coffee, and it was like we hit it off really quickly.
If you guys had a theme song for your friendship, what would it be?
Oh, that's so good.
This is a really good question.
Oh,
Tyler famously loves to claim that I hate music.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not true at all. It's just I don't like to be forced to listen to music in the same way that he wants me to listen and receive the music.
To me, it sounds like someone who might not love music.
this is fascinating. What do you mean by that?
Well, Tyler listens to lyrics and I listen to music.
Like the
Um,
rhythm?
So if we hear the same song, I don't come away with it with an generally, I don't come away with it after the first listen with an understanding of the story that the lyrics told. I can probably understand half of them anyway. If the music feels sad, it's a sad song to me. If it feels so there's that like lack of appreciation for the music.
The bigger thing, which is I get, especially as I'm getting older, but I'm just not, this is not me, which is she doesn't love a concert, which I do think is also important for somebody who's dating her.
Yeah.
She's down to go. She'll go see like her people. But I think like in a situation where I would almost always be like, yeah, let's go. Why not? Caroline's like, wait, but hold on, who's playing? And do I care?
Yeah. Well, and do I care to spend the money? If it's free, I recently got to go to a Jonas Brothers concert for free. And I was like, yeah, I would never spend money to go to it was like me discovering the Jonas Brothers. I was like, these guys are good. But like I wouldn't that's not worth it for me to spend money. Now, I will drop money to see Brandy Carlisle. So it just depends who it is and how much I'm paying.
This is making a lot of sense to me, Tyler. I don't know.
I know.
No, I know. When she says it, I'm like, it's valid.
It really shakes him, I think, to his core that I can be alone with my own head and my own thoughts and not have something else.
I think that
going.
was a little crazy. I mean, like in a good way. Like
No,
impressive.
it's like she's well adjusted.
But
Yeah.
like I had music on right before I started this. I was like, let's get pumped up, you know?
Yeah.
But like it freaks him out that I can like, I want to say cook dinner, but we know I'm not doing that. That I can like just, be by myself in my own head. It's a crazy place to be, but.
Okay, so Caroline, you mentioned to us that your parents met on like a dating style radio show.
Yeah, so it was the 80s, the early 80s. My understanding of it is that there was a radio show where people could call in and kind of like get interviewed, and then listeners could call in after that and ask to be connected to whoever they liked from it, whoever's voice they liked. So my mom, she always specifies she called in for a lark.
What does that mean?
I think
Thank
it's like
you.
for shits and giggles, kind of.
Oh,
Like she was
okay.
like, it wasn't something that she like planned to do. She just like did it spontaneously for a lark. And she called in and they asked her some questions and stuff. And then at the end of the interview, this is what my dad says made him call in and inquire about her, was that at the very end she added, and I've got a nice figure. And she in retelling that, she's like, I don't even know why I said that. Like it just came out of me. And my dad, now I wouldn't believe this from any other man except my dad. He was really attracted to that confidence. And so he boop, boop, boop others. But yeah, then they hit it off and then they got married.
Well, what does your life look like, Caroline? Tell us some basic stuff about you.
Totally. I have some notes so that I don't forget anything. So I work like a corporate creative job in unscripted TV. outside of that, I like to do art. I do pottery. Tyler does pottery as well. Um, Drawing, painting, trying new crafts, all of that stuff is fun. I'm never not wanting to go to the beach, even if it's cold. Love love a beach time. Um, it's not a passion or interest per se, but I do go to the gym pretty frequently. Something that I realized getting older, unfortunately, is that working out does make me feel better mentally and physically. So I that's part of my like general routine. I'm kind of a woman of routine. I do that, rinse and repeat most of the time. If I'm not at work, I'm at pottery or the gym. Very occasionally concerts. Traveling sometimes, things like that.
Okay, so Caroline, if you are comfortable telling us, can you tell us about your process of coming out and sort of your journey to dating women?
Yeah. It's very anticlimactic. And more just like a slow realization of things that I probably should have realized a lot sooner. Basically, I just like didn't realize until like early mid 20s that I liked women and wasn't really interested in men. But it, looking back, it all like lines up. It's just at the time of growing up, I was like always such a girly girl. I like had all of the like standard interests that were expected of me in the 90s and 2000s, and it just everything lined up. So I was just like, okay, let's do it. Like I didn't date a ton. I didn't have like any serious boyfriends or anything, but I just was unenthused with the dates that I had gone on. And I don't know if there was like a switch moment. I also grew up in a very like accepting home, so there wasn't anything. All hesitations were societal, not from my family or friends. So there definitely like it was like, oh, my examples are of like lesbians are Ellen and Rosie, I guess. Like you have to be a talk show host. But that they didn't really like line up with who I was.
Yeah, why do you think we're doing this?
Solidify.
We have to host a podcast right now.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was kind of like I just didn't realize that it was an option for me. And then kind of like did once I moved out to LA. And I kind of like the idea that it might be mysterious if someone like hasn't kept up with me. That's kind of fun.
Not to speak for Caroline, but I feel like part of it too is like Caroline is so when she's a student, she's a full-time student. When she's new at a job, she's diving in and like really figuring out like how do I do this to the best of my ability? And I feel like if anything, it was just like once she had graduated college and had the space to be like, wait, okay, now what do I want with my life? It like that's when it started to open up of like, oh, this part that I've kind of like ignored because I'm been like full on
I was
making
too
sure
busy to be gay.
no, like
I had bills to pay.
I feel like yeah, you just were really adamant about like finding the stability you needed
Mm-hmm.
to have in life before you could like cross that bridge even.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's very relatable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being like, I care about school too much to date boys.
Looking back, I'm like, oh, the boyfriend that I had for 2 weeks in high school, I like loved because he was a year older than me. And so I got like attention from the older girls. I'm like, oh, things start to line up.
I will say Caroline had on some boots that I was like, that's a queer woman. That she denies to this day.
What were the boots?
They weren't boots, they were sneakers.
They were not sneakers, they were hiking boots.
They were sneakers. They were not hiking boots. They were famously, I did get them, I want to say from like the boys section. But I would wear them in New York. They were like black, and it was when the style was for the sneaker to like go up your ankle a little bit, not to the level of a boot, not to the
They
level
were just like high tops.
not even high tops.
It's like a mid.
Literally just like mid ankle bone. Tyler famously rewrites memories for entertainment value, and I think that's what he's doing right now. But he is remembering accurately that he thought that they were gay shoes. He was like, those are lesbian shoes. They were not boots.
Okay, so you had lesbian shoes on.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when you made the comment about like, oh, if people haven't seen me in a while, it's like mysterious or whatever. Because I feel like I do the same thing where I'm like, oh, I wonder if people like know, and all my friends are like, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Well, nobody knows when I like meet them in real life, which is like can be annoying sometimes.
Yeah, well, quick side story is that I ran into my neighbor at Dyke Day, and we had never discussed being queer. I knew that she was a lesbian because she had made a comment about having a girlfriend, but we'd never discussed it. And then when we saw her there, she was like, "Oh, when I saw your car was gone, I knew where you were."
Tell them what car it was.
It's a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh.
I don't feel like that's that gay.
I mean, it's not a Subaru, but it's
It's the second most lesbian car.
I kind of agree.
yeah.
Well, she drives a massive truck.
That's the third.
Mine is more than the massive truck.
Oh yeah, totally. I think so.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because I actually know some straight women who are like, I feel like there is also like a subset of straight women who are into driving massive trucks.
And my straight mom drives a Subaru, so I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said, "I'm so proud of my gay car."
I love
And
that.
I thought that'd be really funny to get from my mom because not only does she drive a Subaru, but she also has a gay child.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that'd be so funny because it implies that she's more proud of the car than me.
So Caroline,
Yeah.
tell us about your deal breakers in terms of like if you want to date someone long term, they have to have these qualities. We know that you do want kids, right?
Yes, I do want kids. I don't need to have kids right away. Tyler, why do you look surprised at that?
No, I'm just always like, that's so crazy. So you do need kids. I believe that. I know you well.
Yeah, so I want kids. I don't need someone to be like, I definitely want kids. But if someone is open to kids, if they know that they don't want kids, then it won't work. So I'm 31. I would say 27 is probably the youngest, feels like the youngest. You definitely need to have a frontal lobe. So that's 25. And then I feel like maybe have your frontal lobe put in practice for a couple years. Feels like
Good
the way.
reasoning, honestly. Wow.
Yeah.
When you said the age, I wanted to push you a little bit and be like, well, we know lots of people, but that's some really good reasoning.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just, you got to have that frontal lobe and you got to know how to have progressive, like political and moral viewpoints. There are MAGA lesbians out there. They are not for me. And just like, we don't have to like agree on everything, but like, I don't want to differ with someone on our opinions on human rights.
That's fair.
Yeah. I also like can't really think of anything else that's like, don't be like mean. And if you're going to be mean, at least make it funny.
Yeah, I feel like we do know that you like a little roast.
Mm-hmm.
Love to roast.
Just not mean.
No.
Okay.
There's a difference.
And then on the flip side, what are some of the most important qualities that you're looking for in a partner?
I would say like confidence and like being secure in yourself. Like someone who is comfortable in their own skin most of the time, and someone who's comfortable with their own personality most of the time. I think again, not everybody can like have this, but some green flags are like if you've had long-term friendships, that always like signals positively to me. Being passionate about something is attractive. But now I feel like I'm getting into things that are just like, oh, these are just like bonuses. But something that I find really attractive about others, or like in another person, is kind of like their own ability um to hold their own socially. Like I love when I'm like, if we are somewhere together and like I go to the bathroom, I come back, you're in a having a conversation, lighting up a group over here. Like I love that, and that like we are, I think maybe it's that independence thing again too, where it's like we can go somewhere together, go light up the room on our own or together, but then we like come back together. But like the idea that you like don't need me to shine. So Tyler, can you think of anything?
Beyond wanting kids, like somebody who's really good with kids and somebody who like Caroline literally like will see a baby across the room and light up. And it's I think that there's like something in that that is also attractive for you, that is like you want somebody who like has the same um like softness towards like babies and kids. In the past you've come home and been like, oh my gosh, my crush, I saw them holding a baby and it just like it did it all for me. And I think that that is somehow
Yeah.
tied, maybe.
I think the softness and like a little bit like nurturing or like caring, whether that's, animals or just other people, friends, kids, like just someone who's like, uh,
Warm.
yeah, yeah.
What about your physical type?
Physical type, hair. Okay. I love great hair.
That's something that Ruby brought up earlier when we were planning for this call. She was like, remember Caroline really likes hair?
Loves.
Love great hair, and it doesn't matter what color. It just has to be like great hair. Lots of people have great hair that is that's different, but like yeah, long lashes, locks, hot. Uh okay, other things about my type. Actually, Tyler, I'd like to hear your description of my
It
type.
seem like you have opinions.
Yeah, and
No,
then I'll
I
correct
mean,
as necessary.
kind of girl next door is Caroline's type.
I feel like that's pretty accurate. I tend usually if someone turns my head, I can predict that she's going to be straight. It's how the cookie tends to crumble. But a lot of times people think I'm straight, and so I feel like there's people out there like me. I do tend to like older. Um, I think that's also like a maturity level that I am attracted to, or like a life experience level. Um, but it's also like the people that I tend to gravitate toward generally are older as well. In like friendships and stuff. I do think like some people would say like, oh, tattoos are really hot, or like if she has a motorcycle, that's really hot. In that same vein, I think that the ages 37, 38, and 39 are the hottest ages that a woman can be. Um, I don't think that when you are not those ages, you are less hot. It's just a bonus, such as having a motorcycle, having tattoos, things like that. It is a bonus thing that makes you hot to be those ages.
Okay, I'm like, wait, I'm so curious because Ruby also likes older women. Ruby, what do you think is the hottest age?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with you.
I would say older
But-
though.
But I do love 40s, like early 40s.
40s are still so hot.
Yeah.
But other ages are still so hot. It's just
No, there's ugly ages. Ugly. I'm kidding. But I do think like 35 to 45, like very hot.
Sweet spot.
Like a hot time. And you know what I think it is that, they say that like in your 40s, supposedly your 40s is your best decade. And I think that like with every decade, you just like shed more and more of society's expectations of you. And I think that there's like a sweet spot in your like late 30s, early 40s where you're like really embodying that because it's like the first time that you're like, oh my God, I didn't have to be doing all these things. And you're just like the purest form of yourself.
that's
And I think that that's very attractive.
I think that hits on the confidence. It's
Yeah,
like
it does.
you are comfortable in yourself generally by that age.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. For myself.
Can't wait. Can't wait. On that note, I had famously Jennifer Aniston has been the top of my list for a while. Briefly fell off because her fillers got too noticeable to me. She has been reinstated because she got her regular face back, it seems. And because I think that if you are obviously trying to like look younger, if you are younger and you're trying to look younger, I think it makes you look older. And if you are older trying to look younger, it makes you look like insecure. It's just like I don't love that quality. But
Well,
she's back
literally,
on.
I love wrinkles. I love gray hair. Like, I think there's something so beautiful about aging gracefully.
Yeah.
Very
Big,
hot.
big agree. I did recently text Tyler. I saw a TikTok of Jensen McCrae singing and she like winked into the camera at the end of it. And I was like, new crush unlocked. Like good voice, charisma, stage presence, a little wink. I'm hooked.
A little wink can be very powerful or very off-putting, depending on how it's executed.
It's like confidence in a single action because like that could be so cringy
Yeah.
or it could be like really hot.
Yeah.
Ruby, this feels like it fits into your wheelhouse with the Kelly Clarkson of it all. Famously had a wink.
The wink heard
How
rattle
did you
the
feel about
world.
that
Was
wink?
that all the lesbian?
Wait,
Okay.
I don't know this either.
Yeah, tell us.
Okay. Well, let me tell you about it. You come to the right place.
Thank you.
So she was singing a song. She does karaoke's at the beginning of her show, which is where she covers another artist's song. Occasionally it's her own, but usually it's another artist's song. And she was covering that song that's like, I like my girls a little bit older. I can't remember the song. But that's the line. And at the end of that line, she winked at the camera. And it set
To
social media ablaze. It was to me, yes. Even though I'm going to process. But I was like, oh, that's so relatable. But anyway, so internet went wild. Because there's always kind of been rumors about her being lesbian or gay or bi or whatever. And then also in the new promo for The Voice Champions edition, where it's just coaches who have won a bunch, she is wearing like a short haircut and a suit. And once again, the world was like, she's a lesbian! And I don't really think that she is, but like, I don't want to go on record saying that because like 100% she could come out down the line and I would be so happy. I'm not attracted to her, by the way. I just love her. Anyway, but yes, she blew up the internet with that clip and everybody was coming on the show and being like, Kelly, the straight women even are like losing their minds for you. And she admitted that she like a little bit knew what she was doing there. And that she does it for fun and she's always done this though. She'll find like a fun spot in a song and wink at the camera. So that's what she did. But what I love about it is that she's not afraid for people to think that she's gay.
Mm-hmm.
And she just had Leslie Jones on her show, and Leslie Jones was saying, like, I hate that everyone is always thinking that I'm a lesbian because I'm not. And Kelly was like, I don't really care. And I love that about her because, yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
But, yeah, that wink. It was good.
Tyler, what do you think? I have a theory that dating women is a completely different experience than men dating men in LA. And Tyler, maybe this is like my ignorant take, but in my mind, I feel like it's easier for men to date each other than women to date each other. What do you think?
I don't think you're ignorant in thinking that. I think that there's a few things at play that maybe are different, but I think generally the biggest difference for me in my experience versus what I preferably experienced living with Caroline is accessibility. I have so many places I can go and meet someone. We have apps that are literally like proximity based, and I can open up an app right now on my couch and see people that are 700 feet away who are currently looking. And so, granted, that's like generally more of like a hookup context. But I think that like dating is oftentimes a numbers game and like meeting enough people to meet someone that you vibe with. And so that accessibility like gives a huge leg up. I just don't think it's the same for women who date women.
There's a lot of like sapphic parties and events, and I've gone to some of them, but it's hard because it's not like it. Yes, I love a sapphic dance party. So amazing to be in a big room and you know that like everyone around you is like you have this one thing in common, but like it's not the place where you're gonna start like talking to someone.
Yeah.
Not
Well, when
really set up for talking.
I think women societally are conditioned to be approached and not to like be the ones who make the first move. And so that's really hard with queer dating because oh, no one's talking to each other. And like I can relate because it's scary and like I don't want to put myself out there. I want to be approached, but like if everyone's doing that, then no one's talking. Okay. What would you say is the best non-physical compliment that a partner could give you that would instantly make you feel seen and loved?
Ooh. I think if somebody said, I love how your mind works,
Ooh, that's a good one.
that would make me feel seen and loved because it would mean that they like that they see how my mind works and they like get it and that they appreciate it.
Tyler, what do you think is Caroline's best quality? Like the thing that people who are going to date her or will date her in the future should be like most excited about.
She's like genuinely one of the most caring, if not the most caring people that I've ever met. She is so like able to show up and be present with somebody and kind of meet them wherever they need to be met and like just be like she's such a solid rock in terms of like emotional support. Like there's kind of not a problem like too big. I I will call Caroline about anything, any time of the day. She shows up for her friends in such incredible ways that like a partner who ends up with her will be the luckiest person alive because like she genuinely like we met as strangers on the internet and she's like become one of my absolute like sibling level friends.
We've definitely hit sibling like years ago.
That was a great answer, but I will say crazy that you didn't say how her mind works.
Okay. Clocked and locked.
That's because
Right.
Tyler, one, doesn't get how my mind works, and two, does not appreciate it.
No, I do think this week.
He for sure doesn't love how my mind works. My mind working is his worst enemy.
So what is your relationship to your family and how do you think that would impact a relationship with someone?
Like my summary of that is like I'm close with my family. I would like my partner to be down to be part of my close family as well. Um, but like I think we have decently good boundary. I mean, we live across the country from each other, so we have pretty good physical boundaries anyway. Um, but I'm curious, like from the perspective of someone from a different family, like what Tyler thinks.
I think that it would be important for whoever you date to be like open to, yeah, like folding into that because it is such a part of you.
And something that you've mentioned to us, I think, outside of this is that I think it's that your sister is a pastor. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah.
And so that's like an important thing is that someone needs to be okay with that.
Yeah, I think like obviously in the queer community, there's a lot of religious trauma and like I understand that and respect that. As would my sister. But I think there are occasionally I come across people who are like really set in all religion is bad and like they're just like I don't want to be near or around like which is fine that's someone else's boundary but I think that would be um I need someone who's at least like open to respect like you don't need to share my religion you don't need to have a religion it would be nice if you came to the Christmas service when I go to or like the Christmas Eve service but like yeah, like I think religion is really interesting. So I think a general respect for the concept of religion is great. Like, I don't need you to be, yeah, just like having an open mind that like religious people can also be smart and cool and queer.
Caroline, do you have any hot takes on queer culture?
I have a take, but it's not hot. I think
We'd
this is
love
a
your
reasonable
support,
take.
please.
I'll let you guys decide if this is a hot take or not. I think it's very reasonable, which is that ghosting should be reserved for the same situations in which it would be okay to like leave a date halfway through without explanation, which is to say that like if you are feeling deeply uncomfortable or like unsafe, I'll even give allowances if you've never actually met. Fine, ghost. Not ideal, but okay. But once you have met, it's incredibly rude and immature to ghost. You know that the other person is invested because they went out with you. So you know that the other person's going to be thinking about it. The very least you can do is, hey, sorry, I'm not interested.
It's really easy. I mean, it's not mentally easy to do, but
Yeah.
it's physically easy.
And if you're not mentally ready to do that, you're not ready to be dating.
No, it feels like the bare minimum.
That's a hot take,
Yeah.
but I would agree with that.
What is the most embarrassing yet endearing dating or crush story that you have about Caroline? This is for Tyler.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
so Caroline had this. Can I call her gym crush?
Why wouldn't you be able to?
I don't know.
She's never going to listen to this.
Okay, Caroline had this gym crush.
You are the
like,
person that Tyler, if you are listening and you are the person that Tyler is about to talk about, I'm so glad that you've like come around and you are now like taking in queer media, and that's
Ooh, I can't wait to hear about this.
Okay, so Caroline had this gym crush for like, this was maybe 3-ish years ago. And she would come home every day,
Like,
and then
we're
she'd come in and she'd be beaming, glowing, and be like, "Oh, she was there. Oh, it was the best day ever." Go on and on about this crush and this woman who she had like this huge crush for. And then one day she came home and she was like truly exploding with joy. And her and this woman had like connected in the locker room and exchanged numbers, and we're gonna plan to go to the beach together. So Caroline was like, I'm locking in. I got this. This is really happening. The woman of my dreams wants to date me. And as we're sitting on the couch and she's retelling us the story, she realizes when she took her date's phone, she saved her name and then handed the phone back because she was so overcome with excitement that Caroline never gave her her number.
Wait, Vanessa and I have done this.
We literally both agreed at the exact same time.
Like shockingly easy to do, but that is really funny.
like I put my name in and not my number, and I was short circuiting because as I was putting my name in, she was like, if you want to get lunch or something, and I was like, it's happening.
But it was as she's retelling the story, she's like, "Oh my god!"
I was like, I don't have
I
a,
never
I was
gave
like,
her my number.
I have a memory of typing my name into a contact card. I don't have a memory of putting my number in.
She like goes
Oh,
to text
And
you.
we didn't do it mutually, so like I didn't have her information. So I just had to wait until I saw her again. She was like, I tried to text you, and I was like, I'm sorry, I had 2 brain cells left. But it's fine. She was straight.
I was scared that you were gonna say that you were thinking you didn't realize whose phone you had, and you were trying to put her number in as like a gym crush.
And then you came back.
That would be
That would be so.
I'm glad that's not what happened. All right, so now we are going to play a little game called Red Flag or Just Annoying. And we will list some things, and you can both weigh in on whether you think that's a red flag or just kind of annoying.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is says they're not ready for anything serious.
Are you like intentionally dating at this point in this
Yeah, we're
situation?
I don't know.
I think it's a green flag if they mean it and they're just like being honest and setting expectations ahead of time. Like I think that's actually great communication. But if they're like, that is different from what they've claimed previously, or if they say that and then they're like acting like really serious, then I'd be like, "Ugh."
Yeah, I think it's fine if their actions align with it. But if they're saying like I'm not ready for a relationship and texting me every day,
Mhm.
that's red flag.
Always wants to hang out at your place, never theirs.
Green flag.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, it depends on what their place is. Like if my place is better, then yeah.
Okay, never has groceries, just iced coffee and condiments.
Red flag.
Vanessa was very called out by this.
We were talking about the ones that we like feel called out by earlier, and this is like, guys, I don't. What is red flaggy about it? Like, can
I'm also saying red flag for a potential partner for myself.
I just love to cook,
But if you love to cook, then you could like cook for that person.
which I would love to do.
Which
I
would
do
be
love to cook for.
And my reasoning is almost, I don't like to cook, so I need the person that I'm dating to want to do
Yeah.
that.
Overshares too soon.
Not even annoying.
Green flag.
Yeah, I think annoying, but that's fine.
Okay, makes everything about astrology.
Fine. Live in LA.
Fun, yeah.
I feel very called out by that one. Okay, talks down about bisexuals.
Red flag.
Unless it's funny.
Okay. Flirts but insists it's just friendly.
Red flag.
Annoying.
Okay, that was our
Yeah.
red flag or just annoying game.
Fun.
You guys both won.
Yes.
That's good for us.
Except for when you guys said that the iced coffee and condiments was a red
Yeah,
flag.
because we
You're
get that
wrong.
for
You
you.
proved us wrong.
Yeah, you turned them around.
Yeah.
And all the ones
But
that
you didn't turn me around. I need somebody who's gonna cook for me.
Okay. But all the ones that I was concerned about, you guys said they weren't even a big deal. So I agree.
Sorry, Vanessa.
I love the game.
Really did.
The game that I made. That's amazing. Now we would like to ask Caroline what you think Tyler's brand is.
I think Tyler's brand is effortlessly magnetic, artsy class clown.
Ooh, that's so good.
That's very good.
Wow, you put some thought into that, huh?
Yeah.
Tyler, what is Caroline's brand?
I think Caroline's brand is like caring, funny, good time. Well, I don't want to say good time girl because I watch Salt Lake City Housewives and that has its own thing. But like her vibe is honestly the best aunt a kid will ever have.
The best what?
Aunt.
Aunt. Okay.
Correction from aunt to aunt.
Well,
Funny.
we're multicultural. Bi-coastal.
Caroline, do you agree? What do you feel your brand is?
I totally agree. Let's see, hold on, I wrote it down. The brand I came up for with myself was kind and artsy corporate stoner.
Wait, you're a stoner?
Isn't that crazy?
Vanessa's
Okay, here's the
This
thing.
is so important to talk about.
My mom would really like me to specify here that the phrase corporate stoner, they go together. So corporate kind of modifies stoner and stoner modifies corporate. Like I do have a corporate job, but I'm also like chill and cool.
And
And
a stoner.
I am a stoner, but I also like I'm good at my job.
And that's it for this week's episode of Lez Angeles. If you're still listening, congrats. You officially have great taste.
Huge thanks to corporate stoner Caroline for coming on and clarifying for us what the hottest ages are for a woman.
If you're already as obsessed with Caroline as we all are, you should apply to date her at lezangelespodcast.com.
And if you want us to dissect your love life on the internet and just maybe find your wife at the same time, DM us at Lez Angeles Podcast or email castorandbrown@gmail.com.
New episodes drop every Tuesday, so make sure to subscribe so your phone reminds you.
See you next Tuesday.